I'll tell you. Friday, we had the Spite store open. Everybody told me you're rooting against the Lions, that you were done, that you were ready for draft pick-a-palooza. So naturally, what do? They go out, but they don't win simply. It's complex. It's convoluted. It requires discussion. But here's what I want to do. And I said this to all the guys yesterday. I texted everybody, here's your topic. I need you to tell me how the hell I'm supposed to feel about what I witnessed yesterday, which was bar none one of the worst football games I've ever watched at the professional level. It was an atrocity. And I'm sitting here, and even though Dan Campbell did his best to lose the game, they won the game. So you talk about setting your culture and you got to win to do it, and you're like, this is good. But then you're doing it in spite of your coach because his decisions are often idiotic. This is bad. And you're like, all right, well, our defense played great, except it was against the Pop Warner offense, and then your offense was a horse's ass. And you sit here and you go, how am I supposed to feel? I sit here and I know how I feel, but I don't know if I'm right in feeling it. I know I'm not comfortable with Dan Campbell. I know the 4th and inches empty set early on was idiocy. And I know the decision to go for it late and giving Aaron Rodgers half a field, ergo multiple shots at the end zone at the end of the game, was also idiocy. And yet they won in spite of it, so I should feel happy. But wait, I don't. So
You're not the only one.
No, and this is the genesis of the topic. You said it post-game. You texted me, Mike, people don't know what to do.
No.
They don't know what to do.
They were uncomfortably satisfied. That was the word that I came up with. We won, but you could tell that they were ready to be angry. Their fists were balled up, and they were frustrated, and they were mad, and it was like, yeah, we won, but God, we still suck. And like, guys,
do you know what that was yesterday? Yet, if you call up and you go, we won, nothing else matters, that's the equivalent of saying you drove drunk, but you got home safe. It doesn't make it a good decision.
You get the slow clap right there, my friend. You get a, you know what? You get a no flag. You could do something egregious, and I'm not flagging you.
All right, I got one in my pocket.
You know what? That was an excellent analogy. You drove home wasted.
But got away with it.
And you got away with it. You didn't crash your car.
And you think you're going to act all proud about that. No, it's a terrible decision.
Yeah. Because
you could have killed somebody.
The team bailed out the coach yesterday.
Yep. Well, and the Packers' injuries did.
Well, that too. And Aaron Rodgers. But starting from early on, the first drive, instead of just taking 3 early in the game, start the game off with some points. No, let's go for it. You lose it. And then Green Bay, they were toying with you, and it didn't pay off. I'm sitting there watching the game with Rieger, and, the one where it looked like the Packers scored, and I'm like, if I was Green Bay, I would probably challenge that because I think he scored. And that's when they end up throwing that first interception. Like, see, that's why you challenge that play early on. This was just overall, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Sure.
It wasn't a great win. You got it. You can't be proud of it, but you did get the win.
But remember,
and your coach is the fact that you decided, instead of letting the punter, the highest paid punter in the NFL, punt the ball, pin Green Bay deep. Offense has been struggling. You went for it at, the 45-yard line? You gave Aaron Rodgers the ball back with 2 minutes and half a field to go. I don't think that there's not one coach in the NFL that would agree with Dan Campbell and say, that was a great idea what you did, Dan.
No, hold on. I disagree. Sean McDermott, if you have Josh Allen. Andy Reid, who's a genius with Mahomes. There are instances where I could say yes.
Okay, yes. Let me go back. If you're a bottom 15 team, there's no way you're doing that.
And I'll give you the other one that's egregious, and I'll fight people tooth and nail on it. 4th and inches. and you're an empty set. What are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? The strength of your team's the O-line. Jamal Williams has done a nice job. What are we doing?
Well, I was like, is this possibly a quarterback sneak? Like, just go empty set, move everybody out, and let the Packers think, oh, my God, they're drunk, and he just runs up the middle. But
here's the problem, guys. Friday, everybody was done. Everybody wanted them to lose. You were ready for draft pick-a-palooza. You were done. So now my question is, how do you process it when they do the most Lions thing ever, which is win? And they didn't win impressively, and they didn't win, and it was wildly entertaining. It was a slog. And you're like, okay, well, the defense wasn't terrible, and you're right. You were the benefactor of some breaks. You know, ball bouncing off a helmet or, whatever. Who cares? But it's like, first play of the game, the Packers throw an 18-yard pass to Romeo Doubs. Dead. Bakhtiari, dead. Aaron Jones, dead. And you're sitting there and you're going, well, damn, they should stop this team. None of these people are pros. I just feel like if you're done with Dan Campbell, that ain't good for you. And
that wasn't a good look for him at all.
No, and for the people who are like, hey, I'm ready to go get a quarterback and all this jazz, all right, I need you to tell me how I'm supposed to feel about that win. I told you I was done. I'm actively rooting against them. I hope they don't win a game the rest of the year. I have gone from being optimistic about them to hating them. And the Dan Campbell thing, I'm done with it. And yesterday, you drove home drunk and got away with it. Doesn't make it a good decision. Dan Campbell's going to kill you. Him and his in-game management, God help us if we ever get players here and this team starts winning games. You know what Dan Campbell's going to do? He's going to F the pooch. He's going to F you in the worst possible way, in the biggest possible game, because this dude can't run a game.
You'll probably need a quarterback or somebody who will just override and like, you know what, I'll take the heat.
You mean what Rodgers did yesterday? Did you see that play when he changed the play at the goal line and you could see LaFleur going, what the F? He changed it. I think it was supposed to be a run. He throws the fade route.
Was that the one to Bakhtiari?
No. Later in the game when they had the 4 cracks.
Oh.
Rodgers changed that play.
Okay, yeah, that didn't make sense. So, because I was like, okay, that was a wasted play.
Hey, and the coverage was there, but it also helps when the receiver doesn't run the right route.
Yeah.
The point is, how are we supposed to feel about it? You won in spite of your coach. And, guys, I got to be honest. Now, if you don't want Campbell and you want the quarterback or you want Will Anderson, I have bad news for you. You can't win a game the rest of the year. Texans are going to pass you. Carolina's going to pass you. And the worst case scenario is you end up drafting third. You don't get Anderson. You don't get Bryce Young. And then you're left with OSU system quarterback we're not sold on, Will Levis, or whatever. So, hey, if you're all in on the win, tell me why.
Man, don't slander C.J. Stroud.
I don't want him.
Yeah, you told me how bad Jaden Daniels was going to be.
I don't like Jaden Daniels.
Well, you just said he can't win.
He can't.
He pulled it off.
He's a good college quarterback, but, he was so bad at ASU, his teammates bleeped in his locker.
Well,
come on.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah, exactly.
See, here's the thing, fellas. All year, we've been talking about how bad the defense has been. We've been talking about Campbell going forward on 4th down because it seems in certain situations he doesn't trust his defense. Well, while the Packers did not look good offensively, part of that was due to the Lions' defense. The Lions' defense they forced turnovers. They actually looked decent. And at the end of the game, when you have an opportunity to tell your defense, I trust you, I'm going to punt this ball, and I'm going to trust that you can win this game for us. You've been playing well. Keep it going. Instead, you decide to go forward on 4th down and give them a short field to defend. They got it done in the end, but you cannot continue to make those decisions. Campbell, in my mind,
he's a train wreck.
The players can't trust him anymore. While they go out there and play for him, they can't trust that he's going to put them in the right position. Can't be. The defense has to look at him and say, dude, we've been playing well all game and you do this to us? Can't work.
Defense is very opportunistic. I mean, geez. The amount of bad throws around the goal line were just there. I mean, it looked when Aiden's touchdown looked like he was the receiver. It's like, Aaron, what are you doing? But you're right. When all your young guys step up and they really go out there and they ball out and they show Aaron Glenn and he's all fired up and, yeah, your coach can't get out of his own way because his decisions were just like, just take the 3 points early in the game.
No. If you're not going to take the 3 points, you can't be an empty set with Jared Goff.
Right.
That's not Josh Allen. That's not Justin Fields. What are we doing here?
And then I don't even know who to blame, but if you get the ball to start the second half, just go ahead and say, you know what, we don't want it. You're going to intercept it anyway. 6 times this year, they've turned the ball over coming out of the half. It's like clockwork.
So, again, if you're listening and you're nodding your head, let's have that conversation. If you're listening and you're balling your fists like one of these LeBron memes, look, tell me why. Tell me why you're celebrating it when Friday it was unanimous, everybody was done.
You know what? I can tell you why next.